And welcome back. The Israeli army is expanding its efforts to bring in cadets with disabilities into their officer ranks. Our Shai Ben-Ari talks with one officer who has been a trailblazer in this fight, reaching the rank of major and living with cerebral palsy.
Meet Riki Golan. Riki is a major in the Israeli army. She works as a human resources officer and has lived her life with cerebral palsy.
Mornings are not my finest hour. I'm not a morning person, to be honest.
We joined up with Riki on a typical day as she prepared to head to her office on a base in central Israel, where she commands a team of 7 soldiers. Despite her condition, Golan says she always knew she would serve in the army, motivated by her father, a former general.
I was climbing on tanks before I even learnt to walk. This is literally true, not just a figure of speech. I started to walk at age 4, and my dad was a tank brigade commander when I was born, the 7th Brigade. When I enlisted, the idea of accepting soldiers with disabilities was much less developed, and he's much less open to it then.
While Golan never had any doubts about standard service, she says she originally didn't want to become an officer.
My personal commander, who was 20 years old back then, he was the one that told me I should become an officer. And for me, he was a godlike figure. He really encouraged me and told me, most officers think 2 steps ahead and you think 5 steps ahead. He said, I think you should be an officer. I was used to getting support and faith from my family, that was very clear. But suddenly there was someone from the outside showing some faith in me. You know, it's like the difference between your mother telling you you're handsome or some other girl telling you that.
Golan, who is 39, has been in the army for more than half her life. When she enlisted, people with disabilities were generally prevented from serving in the IDF. She was very much the exception. Today, the situation is different. Around 1,000 special needs soldiers currently volunteer for military service, most of them through a program called Special in Uniform.
My struggle to join the army and go to the officers' course was very hard. If Special in Uniform was created, was working 20 years ago, my struggle was easier. And that is why I see it as a privilege to be part of this program now and help kids that are 20 years younger than me so they wouldn't have to get by themselves, and they have this program that helps them to be part of the Israeli army.
It encourages independence. They arrive on their own to the base. They gain companionship that they not have on the outside. Friendships. They are able to do something with themselves and feel that they are contributing to the state.
The majority of these soldiers have physical disabilities, but some have other conditions, which can occasionally be beneficial in a military context.
We have a program called Seeing Far that incorporates youths with autism who are taught by the Army to read intelligence maps. Out of every 10 kids, 7 or 8 enlist.
While these programs were not around when Golan first joined the Army, today she serves as an inspiration to these soldiers, as well as an advisor to their commanders.
An officer might call me and ask about a soldier with a disability, wanting to know what that soldier can offer and how they might best contribute, and what kind of job they can be assigned to. I can advise on how to approach the issue and what to do.
While a lot of progress has been made, there is clearly much more that can be done.
There are a lot of staircases on army bases. Maybe you've noticed that. It's not fun. This base, for example, has a lot of stairs, and the first time I came here, I said I'd never serve here because there are too many. I've been here for 10 years, so I've learned how to deal with it. I started using a walking stick about 3 months ago because I understood that as I mature, things get harder physically, so what can you do? But in addition, my need to hide or minimize my disability has gone away. I no longer feel the need to hide it. This is the situation, and that is the way it is. As a young officer, a lot of people wanted to speak to me, and my response was always, no way, I don't want to deal with that, it's irrelevant. But over the years I've matured, and I've also realized that it's an advantage that I have. There's no reason to hide it. On the contrary, I can help others.
Shai Ben-Ari, i24 News.